What's going on, everybody? This is it. This is the time we get to our first assembly program, and of course, no doubt about it, we are going to write a program to blink one of the onboard LEDs, the Hello World equivalent of microcontroller code. Now, you might not understand all the code in this video, and that is totally okay. The best way to learn how to code, as you certainly know by now, is to learn by doing. Learn as you go. That's what we're going to do here. But this video will walk you through the process of writing the code, debugging it, and loading it onto the microcontroller. And as we do more and more of these videos, you'll understand more of the code and pick up more of the details, hopefully. So I've got a lot going on in this video. It's a demonstration video. I've got my nice little PDF slide there, and I just want to test I've got my CCS there, that's good, and I've got my device right there, nice. Actually, so I'm going to bring up my CCS window. All right, and I'm going to create a new project. So I'm going to go to File, New Project, and that brings up this little window here, and I'm going to double click on CCS Project, definitely. Now that brings up this guy, and there are a lot of important things going on in this window. I want to make sure that I've got the MSP430FR6989 targeted. I've used this before, so that's kind of the default, or it remembers the last device that I had targeted. If you're doing this for the first time, you've got a filter here, so you can click in this target and type MSP430FR6989, and then there it comes up. You can select that. So I've already done that, so there it is. I've got a default location. I've got a folder on my desktop for microcontrollers, CCS projects, and I'm going to name this thing actually assembly blink, like that. And it says that there's already one that exists. That's interesting. How about assembly blink 2, like that? And so you'll see, actually I have a folder for teaching demonstration, so I'm not going to use the default location. I'm going to browse, and I'm going to use teaching notes. Yes, teaching notes, and then I'm going to append assembly blink 2, like that. So that's just some in-house keeping there. You call it whatever you want. I like to give it a name so that we're clear that it's assembly, and I like to keep it in my teaching notes folder there. But one of the important things here is that we're not going to mess with the compiler version, just keep it the default there. And then down here, I'm going to double click empty assembly only project, because at this point we're not coding with C. So this is just assembly. So I'm going to double click that, or click it, and then click finish. All right, now this might take some time. For me, it went really quickly. For you, if it's the first time that you're doing this, it might take like 15 or 20 minutes. It's got to bring in a lot of like different header files the first time you do that. So, and it might even give you a warning like, hey, this is going to take a long time. Now you'll see that some code already comes up for us. This is really nice. You won't understand it, but we'll go through a little bit of it anyway. And then you'll see that this is called main.asm. All right, so this makes our lives easier here. You'll see a directive here, cdecls, and this directive pulls in a header file called msp430.h that has a bunch of labels and identifiers, so we don't need to know specific addresses. And it's actually a C file, which is fine since we're in a development environment. All right. And then the next directive here, this actually defines a label called reset that will be seen by other files, even though it's defined here in this file right there, actually. All right, then we have the .text directive. This is a memory allocation directive that says everything after this line is going into program memory. And then these last two directives here, retain and retain refs, they keep our code from being optimized. The code we write here is very simple, and the optimizer will think that our code is so simple that we've done something wrong. We don't want to optimize our code. we're writing this to learn assembly, not to do something extremely high level at this point. So that we don't really want to optimize and have the optimizer tell us that we're doing something dumb. So yeah, let's just keep those directives in there. Then we have some instructions. Reset, and oh, you see our move mnemonic there, and we have the operand there, and SP. Oh, that might be the stack pointer. And we can look at the comment. Oh, this is going to initialize the stack pointer, whatever that means. And then the next one here, the next instruction is stop WDT. This is to stop the watchdog timer. And the watchdog timer is essentially something that it's like an independent timer that, well, if you've ever been running an application and it said it timed out, that's because of its watchdog timer. We don't want our program to time out at all, because again, it's related to instruction. We're going through this, and we don't want anything to be watching over us saying that something has timed out on us. So we're going to stop the watchdog timer. And then here you'll see main loop here. That's where we'll enter on our code. If we come down here, you'll see some more directives. The .global allows other files to see this particular label stack end. And then the section mnemonic here puts information into the stack. And then down here we have interrupt vectors, and we're going to try to set up the reset vector for us, so that's good. All of these things we will cover as we proceed through the course, but there it is for now. All right, so what we want to do next is type in our code to get this thing to blink. Again, not all of this will make a lot of sense. At this point, we're just typing in code, getting it to run. So I'm going to start with by typing init there, and if I put a colon after that, it kind of gets bolded in my dark theme. And then I'm going to type BIC, bit clear, and we're gonna clear a word. And then I'll put a tab over here and get some space, 0001H. And then I'm going to type in PM5 CTL0, like that. And I'll give that a comment. We're going to disable, this disables the GPIO, the power on default. Again, we don't need to know what that means at this point. All right, but I'll just comment it there. Now when I hit enter, the cursor automatically aligns with the next, with the mnemonic field there. So that's nice. And we'll do a bit select, and we'll just select a byte. And what we're going, and I'll tab over again so the operands line up, and we'll just say hashtag 01H and ampersand P1 dir like this. And this guy is going to set, it sets, port P1.0 as an output. And this is actually LED 1 on the board. Again, we don't need to know that exactly, just take it for what it means. And then we'll say main, and again I'll put a colon there, and it lights up in bold. And we'll do an exclusive OR operation. This is actually going to toggle a byte. We're going to toggle 01H ampersand P1 out. I got a lot going on right now with the document camera. If I'm making any mistakes, we're going to see that soon, I think. And this, again, we're going to add a comment here. This is going to toggle LED 1. We'll say port 1.0 LED 1 again. And then we'll do a move instruction. We'll move a word, and we'll say the address 0FFFF H in hex R4. And this is going to be a large number into R4, register 4. All right, and we'll come back to that in a second. And notice though the 0 there is actually key. I'll point out this 0, why we have that in just a little bit. And then I'm going to say delay, again with a colon. Make sure everything lines up nicely. We're going to decrement R4. Like this. Okay, and then we are going to do a conditional jump back up to delay. Conditional jump, repeat until R4 is 0. R4 equals 0, and then we are going to jump back to the main, right? And we'll say repeat main forever. And then we'll give a no operation instruction right there. No operation. All right. So I think that looks good. And now I will save that. So I'm on a Mac right now. I'm going to hit Command S, save. And then up here, there's the debug icon. So I'm going to click that. And when you debug it, that assembles it, that links it, and that downloads it to the Launchpad. This might take a few minutes as well, right? It even warns you there. All right, so again, so if that was your first time running it, that could take like 15, 20 minutes again to bring in some different files. All right, now I'm in debug mode. So now you'll notice that some of these buttons up top have changed. I've got a resume button, I've got a suspend button, and I've got a terminate button. So I'm going to hit actually resume, and what that does is that loads the program into the MSP430. Now if I bring up my video capture device and move it up there, and you'll see, hopefully, is it on the camera? Yes, nice. You'll see my MSP430 flashing its LED 1, the red LED. I don't know if you can tell that that's actually red that's flashing there, but it is flashing up top there. Hooray, it works. Nice. All right, so let me turn that device off. All right, and let me come back. So now the resume button is grayed out, right, because the program is running. So at this point, what I can do is I can suspend the operation, right, and then I can resume it again. I can try to suspend it again, and you'll see it might suspend with the LED on. It might suspend with the LED off. Right now, actually, if I bring it up, the LED is on. It's illuminated on. And let me see if I can resume and then suspend it with it off. Nope. Okay, now I was able to suspend it with the LED off. Right now the LED is off. All right, so now if I resume again, right, now it's flashing for me, and then I can stop and terminate this debug sesh. Right, and I'm back to the editor window, and you'll notice then when I do that, if I bring up my device, the program is still actually running. So the program is still on the MSP430. It's just that we're not in debug mode anymore. All right, so I think that's everything that I wanted to cover in this video. All right, that was our Blink in assembly demonstration. Thank you.